Remy's world just came crashing down, and honestly, she's not handling it well. After years of being in the spotlight as the untouchable rap queen, she's now at the center of a messy, humiliating heartbreak. And who's responsible? None other than Papoose, the man who held her down for years. The man who was once her rock is now the one making her crumble. But here's where things take a wild turn. Papoose didn't just move on. Oh no, he's out here living his best life, flaunting his new relationship for the world to see. And Remy, she's not just upset, she's Beijing. That's right, the same woman who once claimed she would never chase a man is now pleading for another chance. And the desperation, oh, it's showing. Let's be real. This entire situation is beyond embarrassing for Remy. Just a few months ago, she was acting like she had it all figured out. She looked down on Papoose, treating him like he was disposable. And now, the tables have turned. Hard. While she was busy entertaining someone else, Papoose was leveling up. He wasn't sitting around waiting for her to come back. Nah, he took his loyalty elsewhere. And now that the damage is done, now she wants him back. Nah, it doesn't work like that. At first, people thought she'd take the L gracefully. Maybe she'd disappear for a while, lay low, and focus on her career. But no, she's out here making calls, sending texts, and even trying to get close to people in Papoose's circle just to get another shot at him. And if you think this is some harmless, low-key attempt at reconciliation, think again. Remy is persistent, and desperate times, well, they call for desperate measures. Multiple sources claim she's been hitting up Papoose at all hours, sending long, emotional messages, practically pouring her heart out. And listen, if this was a few years ago, Papoose probably would have caved. But now, he's not even replying. And here's where things get even messier. Papoose's new girl is not here for the drama. She's standing 10 toes down, making sure Remy knows there is no space for her in this new chapter. And honestly, that's gotta sting. Imagine being Remy, successful, famous, respected, and still getting ignored like you're just some random ex. That's the kind of rejection that hurts. But here's the real question. How did things get this bad? How did Remy go from having a man who would literally do anything for her to being completely cut off? Let's rewind. Because to understand why Papoose is done with her, we need to talk about how this all started. Remember when rumors first started swirling about Remy stepping out on Papoose? At first, folks didn't want to believe it. Papoose was the definition of a loyal man, always speaking highly of his wife, always writing for her, always putting her first. So why would she ever play him like that? But then, the proof started rolling in. People were putting two and two together, and suddenly, it wasn't just rumors anymore. It was facts. And Papoose, he was crushed, but he wasn't about to go out sad. Instead of causing a big public scene, he took his time. He moved in silence, and when he was ready, he made his move. Fast forward to today, and he's out here thriving. He's got a new woman, a new mindset, and most importantly, a new level of self-respect. But Remy, she's spiraling. And if you think she's about to give up, you don't know Remy. Because what is she going to do next? Oh, it's gonna make this situation even crazier. And just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, Remy takes things to a whole new level. A woman like Remy doesn't just accept defeat. Nah, she's a fighter, literally and figuratively. And right now, she's fighting for Papoose like her life depends on it. Word on the street is she's been pulling out all the stops, sending long, emotional voice notes, trying to set up random run-ins, even reaching out to Papoose's family members to plead her case. And the worst part, it's not working. Because Papoose, he's not the same man who would have dropped everything for her. Nope, he's done being the backup plan. He's done being the man she runs to when her other options don't work out. And you know what's really making this burn for Remy? The fact that Papoose is publicly happy without her. Every time she opens her phone, she sees him smiling, thriving, and flaunting his new relationship. And let's be honest, nothing stings more than watching the man you took for granted move on like you never existed. But here's the real tea. Remy isn't just losing it in private. Nah, she's letting this situation affect her public image too. Just last week, insiders revealed that she had a full-blown meltdown at a private event when someone mentioned Papoose's new girl. Witnesses say she went from calm to heated in seconds, snapping at anyone who even hinted at the situation. And if you think that's bad, that's nothing compared to what she did next. Sources claim that in a last-ditch effort to get Papoose's attention, Remy tried to stir up some drama by throwing shade at his new relationship in a cryptic social media post. She didn't name names, but let's be real, everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. But instead of getting the reaction she wanted, Papoose hit her with silence, no response, no acknowledgement, nothing. And that probably hurt worse than anything else. Because here's the thing, Remy was used to Papoose always being available. No matter what she did, no matter how many times she embarrassed him, he was always there, always willing to work things out. But this time, it's different. And you know what's crazy? Papoose's new girl isn't just sitting back watching all of this unfold. Oh no, she's making sure Remy knows her place. Sources say she's been standing her ground, making it clear that she is not intimidated by Remy. And that's making the situation even worse. Because let's be real, Remy is not used to being ignored. She's not used to being treated like an outsider in Papoose's life. And now that she sees she no longer has control over the narrative, she's losing it. But trust me, this is just the beginning. Because if you think Remy is about to take this L quietly, think again. She's about to pull something so wild, so desperate, that it's gonna have everybody talking. And what happens next? Oh, you won't believe it. Just when you thought Remy had hit rock bottom, she proves us all wrong. Because this woman, she refuses to let go. After getting completely ignored by Papoose, watching him flaunt his happiness with his new girl, and realizing that her usual tactics just weren't working anymore, Remy decided it was time for desperate measures. And when I say desperate, oh, I mean desperate. Sources claim that Remy is now trying to sabotage Papoose's new relationship and the way she's going about it. Messy doesn't even begin to describe it. Apparently, Remy has been hitting up people close to Papoose, trying to dig up dirt on his new girl. She's been pressing mutual acquaintances, reaching out to past connections. Basically, doing everything she can to find something that could break them up. But here's where it gets crazy, because rumor has it, when she couldn't find any real dirt, she tried to create some. Yeah, you heard me right. Insiders claim that Remy has been planting fake rumors, trying to make it seem like Papoose's new girl isn't as wild as she seems. And you know how social media works. Once a rumor starts spreading, it's hard to stop it. But guess what? This time, it backfired. Not only did Papoose not believe any of it, but his new girl, she saw right through it. Instead of falling for the trap, she stood her ground and made it crystal clear she's not going anywhere. And that made Remy spiral even more. At this point, she's not just hurt, she's embarrassed. Because let's be real, what's worse than begging for a man back, only to have him completely ignore you? What's worse than trying every trick in the book, only to realize that nothing is working? And if you thought she was gonna take this gracefully, yeah, you don't know Remy, because now she's flipping the script. Since Papoose isn't giving her the attention she craves, and her attempts to ruin his new relationship aren't working, she's now trying to play the victim. She's out here dropping subliminals, making it seem like she was the one who was betrayed. She's posting cryptic messages, talking about how people forget who was really there for them, and how loyalty isn't appreciated until it's gone. Sis, let's not do this. Wasn't it you who disrespected your marriage? Wasn't it you who stepped out, thinking Papoose would always be there waiting for you? Now suddenly, you want to cry about loyalty? Make it make sense. But here's where things take an even bigger turn, because while Remy is over here doing the absolute most, Papoose is out here leveling up. He's not just happy in his new relationship, he's flourishing. We're talking business deals, brand partnerships, new music projects, everything. And the best part, he's doing it all without Remy. And that is what's really driving her crazy. Because this entire time, she was probably hoping that Papoose would struggle without her, that he'd realize he needed her, that he'd come running back the moment things got tough. But instead, he's thriving. And if there's one thing a toxic ex can't stand, it's seeing you become the best version of yourself without them. So now, Remy has to sit back and watch as the man she once took for granted moves on, glows up, and builds a life with someone who actually values him. And you know what? That's exactly what she deserves. Because at the end of the day, love isn't about who was there the longest. It's about who actually treated you right. And Papoose, he finally found someone who does. So while Remy continues to spiral, while she keeps embarrassing herself trying to win him back, one thing is clear: Papoose has officially left the building. And there you have it, folks. Remy played herself, and now she's paying the price. She thought she could cheat, disrespect, and humiliate Papoose without consequences. She thought he would always be there, waiting in the wings, ready to forgive her no matter what. But now, she's the one begging. She's the one losing sleep, spiraling, obsessing, and regretting every single choice that led her here. And Papoose, he's winning. This is what happens when you take a good person for granted, because eventually, they realize their worth. They walk away, and they never look back. So, what do y'all think? Is Remy really sorry, or is she just mad she lost the game she thought she was playing? Do you think Papoose should give her another chance? Or has he finally dodged a bullet and found his peace? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear all your thoughts. And if you're here for more shocking celebrity drama, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because trust me, the tea is only getting hotter from here. Until next time, stay messy, stay entertained, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.